Hello everyone, welcome to Clueless Anime, where you get to run down on anime that you may have seen, liked, and wondered what else might be out there in the genre, or at least in similar taste, or even just curious and think this one might be for you. Disclaimer, I am casual enough where nearly every anime watched has an English dub, this one is no different. Minimal spoilers, just for you casuals. Today we're starting with Mushoku Tensei, Isekai Ittara Honki Dasu, or Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation in English. I really do apologize. I might have butchered that quite a bit, but I tried my best. At the time of review, Jobless Reincarnation has finished just its first quarter, first half of the first season, with the second half set to release in the fall anime season later this year. I chose this anime because I have yet to review anything more recent in the anime world, let alone an isekai. Isekai translates from Japanese meaning different world. As a genre, isekais revolve around a person who has been transported to and has to survive in another world, such as a fantasy world, virtual world, or parallel universe. Quite a few animes use the method of reincarnation from death to give the initial purpose of getting to the other basically fantasy world, which happens in this one. Jobless Reincarnation follows a NEET, which is an acronym for non-education, employment, or training, who dies while trying to save a stranger in a traffic incident. He becomes reincarnated as a baby named Rudius Greyrat in a fantasy world that has magic. While not anything of a fighter in his old life, he was born into a family of relative prestige, with his father being a world-famous swordsman and mother a relatively great mage. He didn't quite inherit his father's skill, but learning magic has come pretty naturally to him and relatively quickly, with a little tutoring from who in his head is a pretty teacher named Roxy. He leaves home to become a tutor for a prestigious extended family and realizes it's not quite that easy and faces quite a few adversaries from within the family and outside of the family. Mushoku Tensei currently averages out at about an 8.6 on my anime list, and I go a little bit of a step further and give this Cour a 9. Rudy is still having the mind of an adult man, is a little bit of a perv, and there are quite a few scenes that go a little bit of an extra mile to show this. The show does have great music transitions, and while being relatively simplistic, the art does fit pretty much every scene really well. While for this one I didn't drink, I could see every time that Rudius does only pervy you can. I would take light drinks for this. You can find Jobless Reincarnation dubbed and subbed on Hulu and Funimation. If you did like this core of Jobless Reincarnation, you probably would something like ReZero, starting life in another world, whose name I would butcher super hard in Japanese, for it being an isekai with a little bit of darker tones and a main character still coming into his own right, pretty much with no power. Or That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, another hard Japanese name. Also an isekai where the main character gets reincarnated as a slime and is overpowered, but still with much less dark undertones. It still has some. It follows an emotional journey and many obstacles to overcome with a peaceful goal for a world in conflict. Just one alternative branching recommendation for today would be Darwin's Game, which involves a mobile game that gives the player a specific unique ability and goal to kill other players that the game pits them against in a virtual setting, with death being real, rewards being high amounts of cash, along with anything else you could pretty much want. Well, that sums up this breakdown. If you enjoyed this one about Mushoku Tensei, Isekai Ittara Honki Dasu, and want more, hit the like and subscribe to obviously see more. We'll cover still even more genres down the road, and I'm watching more all the time. Speaking of which, you can still follow me on Twitter at clueless_anime to see what I'm starting or finishing. Take it easy.